So the startup has met an insurance carrier at a trade show, and the insurer loves the offering, and the insurer suggests that the startups meet with this team. Preparations for both insurer are taking place. So the first thing I did was, let's have some talking points for this session. So I polled the startups and the insurers, and it was most interesting, the cultural differences between the responses. The insurers came back with budget allocations, capabilities, timelines, all those things, you know, you could put you to sleep. So the startups came back with words like, don't treat us like a petting zoo, don't patronize us, don't do this and don't do that. And I thought, if this doesn't set the stage, I don't know what does. So anyway, the first scene here, we're going to illustrate the insurers and the startups in a separate discussion about how they're going to be preparing for this session. So if you folks would like to step on stage, I think we can begin with this, and the insurers are first. And insurers, I would have thought you would have already been up on stage, but you're late. You're late for the meeting again. So the insurers have had that meeting, and now they're back at their offices, and they're talking among themselves, how they're going to prepare for this. So I'll leave it up to you guys. So go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon, Paul. Good afternoon, Laura. I just got from a trade show in Vegas. Had a couple of drinks here, and we met with a potential startup. What a great company.
Wait. You said Vegas?
Yeah, I know.
And you met this startup?
Yeah, after a couple of drinks
yeah.
and a nice
So
steak.
how many drinks did it take for them to look really good? I'm just curious.
Well,
Is that where we're going with this?
Yeah. But listen to me.
Okay,
Their name,
okay.
They're Pumpkin Spice Analytics. PSA. What a great company, right?
PSA. Now, I'm trying to
PSA.
think.
What kind of name is that?
I think I may have talked to them once before. Let me kind of, what stood out about this company?
All right, so they have a custom off-the-shelf software as a service solution that will make our back offices so much better and more efficient, but also they can connect digitally with us. So I was like, you know what? Let's hear it. What do they have to say? But at the same time, I did ask them a couple of clarifying questions, right? Who have they partnered with in the past? What kind of seed funding do they have? But I was like, you know what? Come back. I'll talk to my chief product lead as well as my CTO and see how we can actually make this thing happen. So, but I see I have this checklist of items. We need to make sure that we discuss this because then we need to bring it to the CAO, CFO, legal counsel, procurement,
okay, and
governance.
When are we going to do this?
Well,
we've got a budget session next week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got the planning session with our offsite the next. How soon did you promise them?
I think we're going to meet them for lunch tomorrow. I mean, they were really good drinks, okay?
Dude.
Some Johnnies, if you know what I mean.
All right, one thing I want to make sure that we keep in mind here. So everybody, I'm sure, has heard about the AM Best Innovation Technology language that's about to go into play. And if you are not familiar with it, I'll give you the 30-second view. So AM Best is coming out with the technology and innovation language when they come in to rate carriers.
Okay.
So we have to make sure that whoever we talk to going forward, anything technology is going to play into our overall innovation strategy because in the future it could affect our ratings.
Okay,
so we need to keep that in mind.
Laura, that's all great, but my product, how many releases do you have to get done by the end of this year? Okay, and that's just so I can sell my product?
I get it. I know.
Okay, and AM Best does care about sales, right?
Yeah, but we're trying to change from legacy systems, trying to get into the future. If we don't do that, we're not going to have any sales. So let's keep that in mind.
How about delivering today so I can actually sell tomorrow? Maybe we have it tomorrow so we can do some innovative stuff.
While that's all good, we definitely have to look to the future.
And it definitely fits in our core capabilities, okay? We just need to figure out how it fits.
Okay, pumpkin spice. What does that do for me? I'm going to go out and tell my customers that pumpkin
This is unlike the insurers being so longevity. So if you could kind of bring this to a close quickly so we can stay on schedule.
Seriously. All right, so we didn't discuss their core capabilities. We don't know what their standards and practices really are,
True.
if they really align with us or not. Let's see, what about their balance sheet? I don't remember actually giving them anything.
Oh, we have to find that out.
Seed
Yep.
B, seed C funding. There's so many of these seeds, I don't even know what to say. And then last but not least, do we actually lose any capabilities with our strategy? I have
All
no-
right, let's
All
see.
right, let's
let's-
have lunch.
Can we?
Alrighty.
Yes, let's bring up the startups and let's see how they're preparing and how they thought of the meeting at the trade show.
Neil, thank you so much for pulling through that demo. You know, we were at ITC, it's a crazy place, 7,000 people, drinks. I'm just happy that you brought this together. But you think they're serious?
I don't really know what demo you're talking about. We were in Vegas, so I don't really remember very much. But I do know that I had a conversation with one of their senior guys. He said he was senior. And I'm not sure if he meant in age or, in terms of ranking, but he told me that he has some authority to look at new innovative...
Whoa. So you had a drink-a-thon in Vegas with some carrier, and now you're dragging us out to meet with these guys?
Well, it was an epic night, but I have talked to him since then.
When are they ready to move? When are they ready to do something?
Well, we don't really know that yet because we're not exactly sure what
And we're
the
going
use
all the
case-
way there, and we don't even know whether they're going to do anything.
Well, yes. You
Okay.
gotta trust me.
You think this is a wise use of our money? We don't have
this is the
unlimited
real
funds.
thing. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, and I can tell when someone's a good fit for us.
Here's my prediction. They're
Yeah.
going to jerk us around.
Yeah.
They're going to see if they can steal our technology
Yeah.
and build it themselves.
Right.
And then they're going to do nothing for 2 years. That's my prediction.
Bob, I
So-
think you're just being too pessimistic.
How is that any different than any other carrier?
Do you think there's some money involved? Do you think they'll pay us some? Or are we just going to be like a free POC? Pick our brains?
I don't do POCs. This is going to be a 3-year with a 2-year add-on license, all ARR, no POCs. We don't do that stuff. It's a waste of time because then they just, they put us in a box and they'll never do anything with it.
Okay, so when we go to the board of directors and we say we're spending this money on this boondoggle to go to Hartford,
Yeah,
are you going to take responsibility
totally,
for that?
because you're flying Spirit, so it's not a problem.
And I'm staying at the Red Lion Inn down the street
Red
because the
line,
Marriott's too
the
freaking
roadway,
expensive.
the roadway.
All right, let's go.
Yes. Okay.
All right,
so,
fine. It's on
so-
your neck. If we
I'm
lose,
gonna
it's
say-
you.
I'm going to say this, right? I have a strong understanding of our platform and what we offer and what we do. This is a company that's been on our radar screen. It's really been a target of ours for some time. So, and I think you guys know them, right? They're a pretty well-known company. We also know they're big and bureaucratic and slow-moving and a little bit of a dinosaur. But again, this is insurance, so
They're
you know that.
137 years old. How fast do you think they're going to move?
3-year POC.
All right,
Something
all right.
like
It's
that.
on you. It's on you.
Yeah, no. I do think this is going to be a good conversation, and we'll figure out if they're serious or not. But I think it's worthwhile.
All right. By the way, this is just my personal opinion on these things. These are real world situations that we've run into. We're just trying to give you some idea of what we deal with on the startup side. Not necessarily anybody in this room who's done that.
Did
This
anything
is
surprise
not-
you? Did
yeah.
anything surprise you that you guys heard? Or is this you've all heard it before?
Heard it all before. This is non-PII. So
The insurers, anything surprise you, or you've heard this all before?
well, I think the one surprise is we're thinking about the same things. We're thinking about wasting each other's time. And are we wasting each other's time? Which is a little bit of a surprise to hear that from a carrier, because sometimes I think the carriers, they're just on the slow boat and we're on a faster boat. So it's nice to hear that they're just as concerned about wasting time as we are.
So the setting now is that we are in the carrier's conference room waiting for the meeting to begin. Agreed?
And we have Act 2.
Excuse me.
We have Act 2 up on the program here. We're hoping everyone from the insurer side is going to join, but
When's that guy going to stop talking? Hello?
Yes.
Oh, hi.
Who's this?
This is Neil from PSA, and we're waiting over here in the conference room. You guys actually, we were down in security, and we waited there for 20, 30 minutes. But they let us in, and I'm wondering, where's the rest of the team? Are they going to be there soon?
Yeah, we should be here pretty good. Paul is with me, but unfortunately, Laura had something come up. It's a production issue that she needs to deal with.
All right.
As soon as she gets here, I'll notify you, all right?
Okay, perfect. We're trying to get set, by the way, we have an issue. We're trying to set up our laptop to get on your monitor, and we need access to the web because we have a live demo to show you.
Wait,
So
it's
can you-
okay. I have a VGA connector, so we
Oh.
can plug into that.
Well, we walked in and they told us that we needed to bring an Ethernet cable, but I don't carry that anymore.
I'm ready.
I
I've
haven't
got
carried that in
Twisted Pair
10
in my
years.
bag.
Is there any kind of Wi-Fi we can access?
I need to get the password for it, and it's somewhere in the vault, so I
Okay.
need to go figure it out.
No problem. So
All right.
we had an hour for this meeting.
Yes,
We're
and
45 minutes in.
yes. I need to give a call to Laura because she needs to be here. I mean, she's our CTO after all.
Perfect.
All right, so give me 5
and If you
minutes.
could send a tech, that would be really helpful, because I'm just going to be under the table until then trying to plug in.
Okay,
All right,
sounds good.
thank you.
We don't have 5 minutes. We're kind of running over. Maybe Laura can sit down.
I wish it was that easy.
Let's get started.
Let's get
Okay,
started.
perfect. Thank you.
All right, so I met these guys, like I said, in Vegas. We had a couple of drinks. We had some great conversation. So what they want to do is really pitch to us, this great capability they have that would actually be very synergistic to our applications and then also our growth strategy. So I'm like, why not? Let's just hear what you got.
Hey, before we get started, we have a lot of things that we can deliver. So we like to do this thing called diagnose before you prescribe.
Yeah, we can't go there.
Well, listen, I got a
I
couple
know
of
you
questions
want
I
to,
got to
but
ask.
sorry, you're on our turf, and we really just have to stick
But-
with the program.
We also we've also got this NDA. Have you signed our NDA?
Yes, we have
We
signed
we
the
have.
NDA.
We have. We signed it within an hour after you sent it to us.
I never got it.
You didn't get it.
Oh, you know why? Because we send it by DocuSign, and I don't think you guys use DocuSign.
So it's probably still on its way in the mail.
Okay.
The post office will
US
deliver it
mail.
sometime soon. I have a
Not
quick
email.
question for you. How many policy holders do you guys have?
It changes all the time.
A round number would be good.
We can't really answer that. You lose some, you gain some, hopefully you gain more than you lose.
Well,
Hopefully you're going to give us a solution that'll help us gain more than lose.
Well, one of the things that we like to do in a meeting like this is to, frankly, we don't just want to sit here and talk about our technology, even though it is the industry leading, the most innovative of its kind. And before you even ask us who our competitors are, we want to tell you that we really don't have any, because it is the most unique technology there is today.
I built this technology.
Don't
I know
tell
it's
me.
the best.
You're in the cloud. Is that right?
Yes,
Cloud?
we are.
Oh, okay.
Are you familiar with the cloud? Do you know what that means?
Where is that?
Did you?
Wyoming?
There's clouds over Wyoming, but our servers happen to be in New Jersey.
So we're hoping to, as much as we'd like to sit here and talk about ourselves, because we like to do that, because we're in this space, what we really want to do is learn from you. There's a lot that we don't know, and we have to, we really want to understand your environment, your culture, the challenges that you have, and what you're looking to do in the future. So we don't just want to see we want to learn from you. So
So have you actually read anything about our company or done research?
As a matter of fact, we do. We
well-
know that you lost 2 points of market share last year, and it cost you about $18 million in premium in the state of New Jersey.
you don't
We do
publish
read
So
the
they're
much.
smarter
documentation.
than we are.
So
Is
here's
that right?
So here's my question.
We've been in business for 135 years.
Yeah, I know you're
And they're
135
coming here
years
for
old.
how many years they've been in existence, please?
When are
So
you
I
going to do
think-
something? Listen, I got code to write. When are you going to do something?
So I think what you're saying, you have a lot of pain points. Maybe to help you, let's focus on 1 or 2 key pain points. Can you-
Sales.
Don't forget that security and procurement have to come into this
Oh,
discussion
look at the security
eventually.
people
So-
from the sky spying on us here in the room, telling us to remind us about security. We're AWS oriented in the cloud. I've seen your security documentation. Apparently, your familiarity with AWS needs to catch up to your
What are your
documentation.
SLAs, KPIs? What kind of code?
99.99%
Excuse me. We're also concerned where it's going to be hosted.
You know, I told you this was a bad idea.
These are our clients. We need to talk to them.
Patience, we're just getting to know each other. This is, this is only the second date, and it takes some time. We're still trying to figure out if we can work together, right? We don't want to waste your time, but we don't know enough yet to determine if that's true. So we're here to learn. And
Okay, can I interject?
yeah, sure,
So we're here to learn too.
yeah.
Where did you come up with pumpkin spice analytics?
Oh, Which
Are you guys
version
like
do you want?
another like a hippo lemonade?
Well, it's
funky
something like that.
dunky?
Which version do you want? Do you want the marketing version, or do you want the version?
We want the real
The real version was we were sitting at a Starbucks and somebody ordered it, and we said, "That's a great name."
Ah, so
But
no
marketing-
alcohol was involved.
Marketing will tell you that it's something about pumpkins and the color orange, and that we were founded in October or something like that. But
You don't like pumpkin spice
bunch of-
lattes?
yeah,
Just trying to see how we're going to sell it
Okay.
to our insureds.
that's why we have a three-letter acronym, so you don't have to say pumpkin spice out loud.
So PSA.
PSA. It's a public
P-
service to your
PSA.
customers to use our
Yeah.
wonderful software.
So I do have a question. So as the CTO, we have a lot of legacy systems that we are trying to get into this century. And I just wondered how you guys could overlay your layer and get us there, probably within like a couple weeks, right? Because this is platform, plug and play, cloud. That's what we've heard. You can just pretty much get
Okay.
this done in
CTO
2
to
weeks.
CTO to CTO here. Let's say I could deliver this platform to you tomorrow. How long is it going to take you to integrate on your side? Are we talking months? Are we talking years?
We have to see what procurement says.
It's all about the dollars here. It's going to come down to the dollars. So insurers are probably going to say we need to have this at a lower price.
Well, we'd be very happy to sit with you guys and hold a discovery session where we bring in our tech team and your tech team, and we let the techs talk to the techs. And then we can schedule another meeting after that and another one after that. And
Hey,
then we
listen,
can-
I'm on a burn rate here. I am burning
Yeah.
cash so fast my house is practically on fire. I don't got time to waste. What are we going to do?
2 weeks. Let's figure it out.
Okay.
Let's just block some time on a calendar and go.
Actually, sorry, 2 weeks does not work for me. We have that meeting that we have to meet with our agents and brokers. So how about 2 months?
Isn't security going to come into this too? I mean, you have to wait for security to give the approval.
Hang on, do you have a calendar? Maybe you could,
Sorry, I have to go.
Okay. See you later, Laura.
yeah. Carpool, huh?
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not sure we have all the key stakeholders in the room right now. So we just lost the most important one here. But so Neil, when can we set up some time to maybe continue this discussion?
We're free tomorrow.
No,
In fact,
Sorry.
whatever day you're available, we're available too, because we're incredibly eager. We're the eager
Sales guys.
beavers. We're the eager pumpkins, in fact. So yes, we're available. How soon?
Okay, well, could you
I've
ju-
got my calendar right here. We've got a lot of availability.
Listen, forgive my overly optimistic sales friend here. What's a good time for you?
You know, why don't you take your automated emails and just program, send me one every single day at 6:38 in the morning. Dear Paul, happy to have met you. Send me one of those, could you? And I'll eventually unsubscribe, and I'll send you a note.
Maybe we
As
can
long as you
touch
click,
base.
it's okay. Just click on the email.
Maybe let's touch base in person at the next conference. I know there's something happening in DC, so why don't we just decide to meet there and touch base and see whether we have all the stakeholders? You have identified maybe 1 or 2 pain points that we can work with? Would that
Yeah,
be
I
a
think.
good idea?
How many people from your department are going to that conference?
I think 15 at least.
Let me ask you one question. How many stakeholders are we talking about? Can you fit them all in a car, or do we need a bus?
How many for dinner is what he really means. Because we got to make sure
Well,
that we can't just do that online because the
Neil,
restaurant
well,
that you're
Neil,
going to pick requires.
it really depends where is the restaurant we're going to.
Oh, it's going to be some steakhouse because that's what you guys eat.
Listen, you guys keep dawdling. It's going to be at McDonald's over here. We're burning cash.
The dialogue needs to come to an end, but hopefully you guys have what you need for the third act to prepare for this POC and finalize the POC. I know you don't like POCs, Neil, but you're going to have to have
Okay,
this one. But
so tell us, I just told you our biggest problem. What's it going to take for you to solve and show us that you can actually deliver and do what your smart CTO says he can?
Mysterious CTO. Mysterious CTO.
Mysterious CTO. I'm not sure with all due respect, I'm not sure I actually heard what that challenge is. Perhaps you could repeat it.
I'll defer to my business lead.
All right, so last time we talked about
Yeah.
this custom software as a service solution
Yes.
will integrate with our agents and brokers.
Yes.
So then we would be completely out of that business and then integrate well with our back-end office operations.
Okay.
And you'll streamline relatively quick.
Perfect. So the easiest way to do this is for us to get the actual people in the room who know this firsthand and develop some sort of use case, and we can do a scoping from there. So that would be the best thing for us to do. But at the same time, we want to understand who the business sponsor potentially could be within the organization. Can you tell us who that might be?
Well, one of the stakeholders would be my product lead over here. The CDO would have to definitely weigh in because we need to make sure that there's legacy back-end integration. And then, of course, at the end of the day, we have the CFO and the CEO because it would probably cost us some dollars to get this MVP platform up and running at the time.
Well, also our project management office would have to be involved.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Let's not forget them.
So
Thank
one
you.
of the things we always think about is how do we make this scalable pilot? What's the next steps?
So the next steps would be the use case. If you guys can send us over, we'll bring a couple of our developers and tech leads, and then we'll just kind of solution that thing out and see what you guys come up with.
And then maybe we can meet.
Great. Good to meet you.
Talk after that.
Good to meet.
Have some preparations. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now, as they prepare the stage, we're going to Act 3. The startup, the preparation and finalization, illustrate the discussion and preparation by startup. As they prepare accordingly to work around the clock to meet all the conditions, the insurer discuss the next steps internally.
I have come to a conclusion. They are not smart enough to use our award-winning software.
Yeah,
I hate to say I told you so.
but we need the money. We need to get this done.
Do we really, though?
Okay, I think they have a bit of skin in the game. I think they can open more doors. So let's just push through. I know it's hard for you, but let's just do this.
I will go among the masses and see if I can salvage this deal.
Yeah, well, we really need the revenue, right? This is a big name, and we've made some big promises to the board.
Listen,
In fact, I think it was you who added that last zero.
The
in
software will
promise.
do exactly what they need it to do. The question is can we get them to move fast enough to ensure our survivability in the marketplace? That's on you.
Okay, well, we won't know the answer to that question until we have this scoping session.
Okay,
We
let's
won't
see
know
what
that.
happens next.
We can't say, I can't predict you. I mean, you made
All
your
right.
prediction, but I don't know enough to make that
I've already given 20 pounds to this company. I don't want to give another 20.
You may have to give more because I'm kind of worried. Seeing their timeline, we need more people. I mean, we have our internal team, but we need to get resources.
I can code our way out of this.
Not for 1 year. You can do it for 2 months, but for 1 year, because that's what's going to take them.
Okay, let's see what we can do.
All right, so what a great presentation, right? I know there's a little bit of fluff in there, but it seems like they actually have some good stuff that we can work on. So what they're gonna do is really gonna ink pen to paper here. What we need to worry about is the contract language, because I don't really like those terms. I mean, this MVP platform could actually work, but we need to make sure we pay them at different phases: feasibility, construction, testing, and then if we get to phase 1 in delivery, then we'll pay them what we want.
Who really owns the data here? Isn't that our data? If they do something with our data, we really own it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I need to look at my staffing too, because as of right now, we're tight on time, money, resources as usual.
Okay. Do we have even architectural blessing for this? I don't know if our EA has been engaged.
Well, is it going to take somebody away from projects that are some of my key people who are you got working for me now?
Yeah, we'll have to prioritize.
Okay. So what do we tell them? So I think they're down to actually get some stuff going. Can we tell them they can come in, do the proof of concept, MVP, as they like to say it, in 3 months' time? Then we'll just figure it out from there. Is it 3 months a good amount? Is it not?
Yeah, how long do you think it'll take to get the contract through legal?
Oh, that's at least 2 months, right?
At least
6.
All right, so then we have procurement,
security,
security.
SOC 2s. Do you think you have a SOC 2?
Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
my accountant in here.
Yeah, I don't know. Financial due diligence, right? Okay, are they,
You got it?
Am I
I
forgetting
wouldn't want
anything
them to go
else?
bankrupt while we're in the middle of this project, right?
So what are we talking, at least 6 months?
Yeah, but then
before?
also I want to get a good price from them too. So put a
much of
lot of,
this do you
put a
think-
lot of stress on it, yeah.
Do you think we could pressure them to fund the whole thing? That
They
might
need
that might
us.
speed things
Well,
along.
Yeah,
you know,
they-
what,
They
maybe,
do
maybe
need
we
us.
should get some equity in their company too for this.
Well,
What do
You
you
know
think?
what? Maybe we can buy them outright.
I like the sound
I
of that.
do, I do. Bring them on.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Back up the bus here, guys. You know, there's someone very important missing from this whole conversation. Have you even considered it? Someone said something important earlier about key stakeholders. Who are you missing?
Oh no, it's the regulator.
You're missing the regulator, the only guy wearing a tie in the room. You can tell us anywhere. And we're a state regulator. We are not a federal regulator. We get things done. Hey guys, how you doing? Can you hold this one? And by the way, we weren't even in the guide. Thank you very much. But we did get on the slide. So no respect, just no respect. Rodney Dangerfield. So, guys, you know, one thing, yeah, there's 50 of us like us. And yeah, there are 50 of us, but you're wrong. There's also territories. So there's more than that. It's 56, I think, at the end of the day. So yes, 56 of us that you need to deal with. But I want you to know that the key to this whole conversation is getting us involved in the beginning. I'm from the state of Connecticut, and I work with all of our regulators throughout the country, and we'd like to work with you guys right from the start. Before you get to the end of your project and you're ready to rock and roll, you've spent your money, you think you got a check? Wrong. So we need to work together. And if you brought us in at the beginning of your design over here, InsurTech, get us in the room, get us engaged up front. Don't wait till this stage, because this is when you now have to go to 50 states and find out you got no business. So we really encourage everyone, even the Connecticut Insurance Department, we're actively involved. We're working with each of the InsurTechs here in Connecticut. We've gone to Plug and Play. We've been to Las Vegas. I've been a mentor with this young lady right here. Great product. We really want to work. Yes. Well, this guy's here. Great product. Great products all the way around. But I'm her mentor. They didn't let me be his mentor. You didn't let me be a mentor. But, one of the things to keep in mind to all the InsurTechs and to the companies, at the NAIC, if you want to know who is the representative, every state has a representative for InsurTech. You can go to the NAIC webpage, go to their InsurTech. Right on the front page, you scroll down, it says InsurTech, and it says find your state's representative. You can call that person or email that person, and they will work with you to set up meetings with your regulators. And it might not, like in Connecticut, it's me. But I also, I don't have all the answers. I like to believe I do sometimes, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on. There's licensing, there's agent licensing, there's company licensing. What are the minimum requirements for coming in and starting up an operation in the state of Connecticut? So these are all things that have to be discussed. And what are the market conduct issues that you have to face with your product? What's going on from a consumer affairs standpoint? Licensing for appraisers. There's a lot of things that we can bring to the conversation and talk about your products. How are you going to use data? Where are you getting your data from? How are you cleaning your data? What kind of data are you using? Could there be disparate impacts in the use of that data that you could run into problems with and with a regulator? We have a sense of making sure something's not going to be unfairly discriminatory, and that's one of the biggest issues we have to face as we're looking at a lot of this InsurTech stuff, is how is that big data being used? How does the customer know it's being used? And is it fair? So that's a regulator's perspective.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, this is a bit of an exaggeration, just a small bit of an exaggeration. As an InsurTech, we want to know two things. The first is, what's your pain? What can we help you to solve? That's what we're built for. We're built to solve problems. And the second is, when? When you going to do something? And if you don't know that, just say so at the beginning. If this is a fishing expedition for you, just say so at the beginning, because we can deal with that. It's the lack of information that bothers us more than the information itself. So when you're working with InsurTechs, because we do have some thin budgets sometimes, it's an important question to know, when are you ready to do something? That's the number one question that we have.
Yeah, I'd say from the insurer standpoint is, you got a lot of people, insurance companies, who want to do creative new things. Nobody wants to be a block change, right? But I think the most important thing when you're pitching a company is do your homework. It's not only about the homework about the company, but it's the person and what problems they're facing. You got to be empathetic with your solution and not come to a person and sort of say, hey, what's your problem? No, you got to come to something with the table. I think also just remember that there are so many pressures in these companies today. Interest rates, cost-cutting exercises, reorgs, getting new products out the door that you're going to sell, but maybe they're not the products you want, but this is the only thing you can get out. You're probably competing with 20 other initiatives, and I think just be exceptionally respectful of the time you get, and make sure that when you get that opportunity, you really make the most out of it.
Not all InsurTechs are funded from Silicon Valley money. We are not rolling in them. We are actually here to solve problems that people have had, inefficiencies. So sometimes for insurers, you have to make them reimagine their problems. So work with us, because insurance is a trust relationship, and we are in it for the long run.
Thank you. That was an excellent drama. I really appreciate it. I got this quote off the internet, and I've been in the insurance capital for over 3 decades, so I know what's behind the scenes. This is a quote: "The battle between every InsurTech startup and insurance incumbent comes down to whether the startup gets distribution before the incumbent gets innovation. During the third wave, it will get increasingly difficult for startups to get distribution." So my question is, the insurance incumbent has to also take the initiative to move forward with innovation, bring it more in-house, and change the culture shift. And I didn't see how you would deal with that issue. Maybe it's outside this drama.
I joke around, I started an InsurTech because I wanted to make money as slowly as possible. And I was absolutely correct about that. We know it's a long process. We want to help you through that process, helping us to understand what your hurdles are, can properly set expectations. Now, people are trying. I mean, the most frustrated people I see are the innovation people at carriers, because they see what's possible and they can't even get it done. So where we can, we're trying to help.
So I want to say, coming from Silicon Valley, even they shy away from funding InsurTechs because they know the long sales cycle from the insurance companies. While I understand the insurance carriers' pain points, I think what would be a perfect, not a perfect, but what could be a potential solution is if we can at least accelerate the initial proof of concept and pay them a little bit for the proof of concept. That could keep both parties happy, and then after that, they get to decide, is this the right solution or not?
Applause for the actors. Did an outstanding job.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.